Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in to this unbelievably amazing, mind-blowing, jaw-dropping type of video that I dug up today. I promise, when I was looking up this stuff, I honestly was in disbelief. That's how crazy this stuff is today, folks. You're going to want to stick around. Now, before we jump into that, I've been sharing my mom's meal train. This is a cancer support thing where you can buy people gift cards. And I was sharing the Grubhub one that you could donate and buy her gift cards because she's too weak to cook and it's just a pain in the butt. So you could do that. Everyone's been buying her Grubhub ones, but she also asked if we can do some DoorDash ones. So if you've donated, I love you. She is so grateful. But you can only buy certain things from Grubhub, and DoorDash is different. So if anyone wanted to also buy some DoorDash ones as well, just to expand her options, you don't have to at all. She's more than thankful. But she did mention that DoorDash and Grubhub do have some different restaurants. So I'll put the link to the description in that as well. So anyways, I found this chart. Now, there's actually a lot of different articles. I have 4 different articles that we're going to be covering. You guys know me. When I talk about something, when I bring up a subject, I put in the research and I dig deep. I didn't want to just show one article. I wanted to really look at what's going on, what these numbers are, what they were, what they are now, and just get the deepest sense of understanding possible. That's me, and that's probably why you guys love my channel so much as well. I like dissecting this information. So, I found a chart. This is the first one that's talking about who owned the most silver bullion. Who owned the most silver bullion? So, there's 3 on this list. 2 are people. In the first place is the United States, which is just, that's silly. It doesn't count. That doesn't count. So, there's 2 people on this list. Number 3 goes to the Hunt brothers, which I thought the Hunt brothers would be first because if you guys don't know, they cornered the market. They owned up to 77% of the global silver supply. Up to 77% of the global silver supply was owned by the Hunt brothers. And that was from the COMEX to SLB, and they turned all those contracts into physical delivery. That pushed silver up to $50 an ounce, but then since they owned all the silver, the government needed silver, so they banned silver. It's called Silver Rule 7. They banned the active silver. You could not buy silver on the COMEX. You were not allowed to buy silver anywhere. It was illegal to buy silver. You had to sell it. People panic sold, shot the price down to $14, which is called Silver Thursday. 2 crazy times throughout history. I've made videos on those. But they owned a lot of silver, right? They owned up to 100 million ounces. 100 million ounces. And we're talking about in 1980. So this was approximately, in estimates of their total peak silver, approximately 200 million ounces, with about 50% being in physical silver bullion versus half compromised of silver derivative, which is COMEX futures contracts, right? So following the price record of $50 in 1980, sharp decline caused the Hunt brothers to marginal call losses over 100 million. And that was also because they loaned a lot from banks and stuff. If they would have just bought physical silver, it would have been okay, but they got a little greedy. And then we go down to spiking gold from $200 an ounce to $850, and during the same time frame, silver went from $5 to $50. So it was just a crazy time. If you want to know more about that story, I've made an entire video about it. But anyways, that's not why we're here today. Why we're here today is this guy right here. This guy right here. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett. I had no idea how much silver this guy owns. You thought the Hunt brothers owning 77% of the global silver supply was a lot with the 200 million ounces? That's probably just some pocket change in terms of silver for him. You are not going to believe this. Warren Buffett, often publicly ranked as perhaps the world's wealthiest person, so yes, everyone knows him as wealthy, but I had no idea he was so into silver, let alone not gold, silver. So let's look at this. He once bought a massive hoard of silver between 1997 and 1998. So it goes into a lot of stuff, but this is what I want to share with you. The company owns 129,710,000 ounces of silver. The first purchase was made on July 25th, 1997. The most recent was made January 12th, 1998. Now let's see when this article was written. I hope they show. I hate when articles don't show when it was put out. I hate that. I hate when they don't do that. But I have some other articles that talks deeper into this, by the way, as well, because it gets crazier. And I didn't think it would after I found this, but I did more digging. It actually gets crazier. And they actually might go into this. So during 1998, Berkshire has accepted delivery of 87,510,000 ounces in accordance with the terms of the purchase contracts, and the remaining contracts for 42 million ounces call for delivery at varied dates until March 6, 1998. All have been made on schedule. And if any seller should have trouble making timely delivery, Berkshire is willing to defer delivery for a reasonable period upon payment of a modest fee. So over 30 years ago, Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, made his first purchase of silver in anticipation of the metal's demonetization by the U.S. government. Since that time, he has followed silver's fundamentals, but no entity he manages has owned it. In recent years, widely published reports have shown that bullion inventories have fallen very materially because of an excess of user demand over mine production and reclamation. Therefore, last summer, Mr. Buffett and Mr. Munger, vice chairman of Berkshire, concluded the equilibrium between supply and demand was only likely to be established by a somewhat higher price. So that's here and there, right? That's here and there. That's pretty good information. Number one is USA, obviously, but we don't need to know about this. We're looking at Warren Buffett. So let's keep on digging. Right, let's keep on digging. I'm going to figure out which article I want to dive into first. Let's go to this one first, because this has more data. So actually, and to put things into context, this one was written in 1998. This one was written 2019, and this one was written in 2020. So let's go in order. So Warren Buffett is acclaimed as the most successful investor of our times, having become, according to Fortune magazine, the country's second wealthiest man. And this is from his investments. Starting 42 years ago with $100,000, now worth more than $21 billion. So Berkshire's net asset exceeds $31 billion, and it was through Berkshire that Buffett bought 129 million ounces of silver. And this article was written in 1998, by the way. Right? So we're talking about silver here. Most people that invest that much, that have that much money, they buy gold. You can fit $100,000 of gold in a shoebox. You can't do that with silver. And he's doing it in physical. He's buying the physical bullion. So it is true that gold and silver prices generally have trended together, right? And that is during times of falling disinflation and inflation, blah, 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 financial crisis. Now, silver is in short supply, and that is reasonable to expect silver's price to rise at a level that will balance supply and demand. That is exactly what Berkshire stated in its press release, right? That's why he's choosing silver. And that's what the next article is going to talk about, why he's investing into silver, not gold. So I want to look at, this is interesting right here. Since the beginning of time, silver has served as a money alongside gold. The Old Testament is replete with references of silver as money. Genesis tells Abraham paying 400 shekels of silver, current money, with the merchant for a burial piece for his wife Sarah. And everyone knows of the 30 infamous pieces Judas took for betraying Jesus. So they also go into the New Testament, also mention silver. I mean, silver's throughout history. In ancient times, biblical times, silver was magic. The earliest gold to silver ratio was 2.5 parts silver equals 1 part gold, 2.5 to 1. But anyways, let's keep on going, because this is now talking more about just history and stuff. So I want to make sure they don't mention anything else about Buffett. So they do a little bit right here. So now let's go into this. Okay, I hope I didn't lose all you yet, because we still have some crazier stuff to talk about. We're talking about articles up to 2020, last year, still talking about this. So we're going to see what he's doing today. Now, why Warren Buffett doesn't invest in gold. Warren Buffett does not invest in gold. He has invested almost $1 billion in silver. $1 billion in silver. So for the reason for his aversion is not simply a dislike for precious metals. The explanation for Buffett's dislike of gold and for his enthusiasm about silver stems from his basic value investing principles. We're talking about the wealthiest man in the world, the smartest businessman in the world, the smartest investor in the world has invested the most amount of his money into silver, into stuff that we buy. We are the 1% of the world. Actually, the 0.999%, as Wall Street Silver calls us. There's a reason for that. You watching this video are a very smart person that is very rare of a breed. Very unlikely people find silver as an investment. So we really should feel lucky. We really do understand the best investments and what top-notch best investors in the world are also looking into. That's us. So pat yourself on the back for that. So anyways, Warren Buffett has been very vocal about his disdain for gold as an investment. He sees little to no value in it. What Buffett refers to as a lack of value results from a lack of usefulness. He once stated about gold, it doesn't do anything but sit there and look at you. And yes, gold is one of those things that it is just valuable because it's shiny. I always say silver isn't valuable just because it's shiny. It has real uses. But gold really is valuable because it's shiny, because it looks good, because it's quote unquote royal. It's used for jewelry, necklaces, earrings, bars, coins, right? But it doesn't do much. It doesn't do much. Silver, it makes the world literally go round. Everything needs silver. Everything. And I mean everything. Even in the medical world. Colloidal silver, we're talking about silver nanoparticles, we're talking about PV cells, photovoltaic cells, which are in solar panels, electric vehicles, the new digital era, but then it's also used in medical wall paint, it's used in space equipment, it's used, it has antimicrobial properties, used in masks, it's used in every single thing possible. Silver purifies water. You could drop a coin in milk. It keeps the milk fresh longer. It responds with other elements like no other. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, even light sensitivity. Silver is magic. Silver should be the one that is royal. Silver should be 85 times more valuable than gold. So anyways, once Buffett basic principles of investing is that one should only invest in things that are useful and that serve some purpose and that supply some practical need that people have. And this is the smartest, most successful investor, businessman in the world saying this right here. Silver has many industrial and medical uses. In medicine, it's used in bandages, catheters, for healing agent, for burns and other health conditions. It's used for water purification, electronics. Silver is the best metal conductor of electricity and doesn't corrode. It's used extensively in wiring, connected parts, computers, cell phones, and cameras. It is even used to coat DVDs because it's scratch resistant. Therefore, silver meets Buffett's requirement of having a real and identifiable value. Even better, from the point of view of an investor, silver is almost uniquely suited for a number of the uses it serves as an industrial metal and would be difficult to replace with any substitute material. And that's why I always talk about silver is here to stay. Nothing can replace silver, especially for as cheap as it is. Nothing performs like silver. Nothing will ever replace silver. Nothing can. Nothing can. Gold does not meet Buffett's usefulness requirement, although it has some industrial applications, but it's virtually irreplaceable as silver so often is. Gold makes pretty jewelry, but is by and large without practical use. In Buffett's opinion, since it has virtually no inherent value, it is not a good financial asset. The metal commodity that glitters for Buffett is silver, not gold. And yes, gold may be a store of value because since it's a royal metal, it's always going to hold value. The United States still keeps it as quote unquote money. The only reason the United States is the richest country in the world is because we own the most gold. So yes, it might be a great place to store some value as the dollar collapses, hedge against inflation. But when we're looking at actual investing with potential, with opportunity, silver makes the most sense. Like I always say, there's a reason why my name is Silver Slayer, not Gold Slayer. But anyways, that's a whole separate video. Let's look at this article posted last year. And this was May 23rd, 2020. Warren Buffett bought 3,500 tons of silver in 1997. The purchase helped make Thomas Kaplan a billionaire. Warren Buffett's purchase of almost 3,500 tons of silver in 1997 helped Thomas Kaplan become a billionaire. After the silver bubble burst in early 1980, the precious metal plunged into a price $50 to below $10, widely dismissed as a bad investment. And that's to say the least. What really put an end was when Warren Buffett bought those ounces of silver. And remember, right, the Hunt brothers owned 77% of the global silver supply. Silver was banned. Then after it did come back, obviously, and Buffett bought most of it. It became, and remember, 1980, then think about the time frame. It wasn't until 2008, 2011 when we saw $50 silver again. It became public that he had done this the week when I was trying to take the silver company public. That changed everything. So Warren Buffett made an unusual move in 1997 when he bought 111 million ounces, or nearly 3,500 tons of silver. That famed investor's purchase helped make Thomas Kaplan a billionaire. That changed everything. Kaplan was in his early 30s, a doctor in history from Oxford, but zero industry experience when he founded a mining company called Apex Silver Mines in 1993. And he received a $10 million investment from a billionaire investor, George Soros, in 1994, which let's not talk about him for obvious reasons. So we know that it went from $50 an ounce to $10 an ounce, blah, blah, blah. So what really put an end to it was when Warren Buffett bought those ounces of silver, said during the miners' virtual shareholder meeting this month. And I remember it vividly because there was a grace of God. It became public that he had done this the week I was taking my silver company public. And otherwise, not a very good time to be in the market, but that changed everything. And that can show from even back then, I guess, timing, speculation, perception. And yes, speculation was back then when Silver Rule 7, when the government just randomly, out of nowhere, put that law into place that you couldn't buy silver. The Hunt brothers couldn't buy anymore, so it went into oversold territory because all you could do was sell it. People panicked. They panic sold. Everyone dumped their silver. Because what's the point of holding it? You know, if the price is going to go down to zero like they thought, they just dumped it. They dumped it. That's also panic selling. If they would have held it, it would have took nearly 20, 30 years for them to hit $50 from when they bought it at $50, which is crazy to think about. But regardless, everyone sold. So in recent years, bullion inventories have fallen materially, and Charlie and I concluded that a higher price would be needed to establish an equilibrium between supply and demand, Buffett said in the letter. Bill Gates, the Microsoft co-founder and Buffett's close friend, must have come to the same conclusion. He took stake in a minor Pan American Silver in 1999. And if you want me to make a video on Bill Gates and silver, like the video, let me know. I'm kind of doing a series talking about celebrities stacking silver. I did one on Donald Trump. I did one on Joe Biden a little bit. I'm doing Warren Buffett. I can do Joe Rogan. I can do Bill Gates. I can do a whole bunch of people. So if you have any celebrities or very notable, respectable people in the world, if you want me to dig up some good information about if they stack silver or not, because a lot of people do that you don't know about, I think that'd be a really cool series to do. I've already kind of started the series, so just name some people that you want me to look into. So anyways, gold on steroids. That's what I call silver. It's gold on steroids. Buffett's vote of confidence restored the perception of silver as a viable investment. So let's keep on going. They mention a lot of stuff that I talk about, blah, blah, blah. And that's one thing about me. I don't like rambling. I'm not one of those people. I watch some YouTube silver stackers that they'll just start talking about the most random stuff that nobody cares about, right? Nobody cares about what their dog did last night or just some random, they clicked on the video to hear about information of yes, sometimes it's cool to hear about me or to get to know me, but there's a time and a place, and right now I could start talking about something in Texas oil and what this platinum miner did with his stocks in 2004. I mean, that's something in his private collections and Rembrandts. That's not talking about Warren Buffett, how much silver he owns, and how he came about it. That's not what this video is talking about. So we already talked about the $4.50 to $50, and then also going back to nearly $4, and that was when the market tanked. So yeah, I do want to talk a little bit about this because they're saying that silver could surge again. So precious metals are poised for another historic rally as investors seek to safeguard their wealth from this you know what I'm talking about, the demic. Kaplan predicted the Nova gold call. Buffett took his position at $4 to silver, ultimately went back to 50, he said. You're going to see something not dissimilar once again in silver, but very much in gold. That's interesting to say the least. So anyone who listened in on his annual general meeting will see that this was not the same gung-ho you got to buy this pullback. Tell me that he too is looking for ways to preserve wealth and preserve value. There is no sign yet that Buffett's eyeing a return to silver or planning to pile into gold, but it's safe to say that Kaplan would welcome another boost from the Berkshire boss. And I'm interested to see, how much of that silver he still has, how much in physical investment, because I think it said 50% in physical and 50% in like the COMEX or SLV or whatever. But it's definitely interesting to say the least, and he definitely is the person that owned or owns the most silver. He's the world's biggest silver stacker, hands down. A single person. Hunt brothers were a close second. And possibly you could say the Hunt brothers were first at some point, but they're three brothers that all invested together, right? Bunker, all of them together. I know that they together invested billions. I mean, at one point, I think it was Bunker that put $1 billion himself in, but I know that they all went and they were borrowing money from banks and all that. So that's a whole separate video. If you want to look into that story, it's crazy. It is crazy. It got so out of control, the government literally had to make a law on the spot to ban silver. I did some real digging on that video. There's also the mainstream media story, and I got to the real story because mainstream media tried to deem them as evil, and that's because the government didn't want everyone to know that they're buying silver because the dollar's collapsing. Because that story got so big, people are like, why are these guys buying silver? What is silver? Why? So the government had to say, oh, they're trying to do this illegal thing to corner the market. But no, they understood that silver was. But anyway, as a whole, yeah, go watch that video. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Like I said, if you do want to purchase some DoorDash gift cards for my mother, she would appreciate that. I'm not saying she doesn't appreciate the Grubhub. That's amazing. I mean, she's so happy that she can now order food. It's just that Grubhub and DoorDash have different restaurants. So if you could buy some of those. If you already bought the Grubhub, do not buy any more DoorDash ones. Do not. And honestly, if you didn't buy any gift cards, if you were just sitting here giving her best wishes that she, for her battle with breast cancer, that's more than enough too. Or just watching this video is more than enough. I don't expect anything from anyone. I'm just leaving the opportunity there for you if you would want to. That's all. You do not have to. I'm going to love you regardless. I'm just putting that out there because I want to help my mom, right? I'm just a son trying to help my mom. And that's what I'm doing. And I have a resource with you guys. And you guys obviously love the Silver Slayer family and my channel. So I'm going to put the link there. It's up to you. So yeah, anyways, if you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. I post daily videos. You want to be subscribed because I'm doing a massive 50,000 subscriber giveaway shortly. We just did the 48K giveaway. I picked 2 winners, and I've actually been doing a giveaway every 1,000 subscribers. I've given away so much silver to so many different people lately. It's insane. And actually, I was talking to my moderator today about this. I've probably given away at least $20,000 worth of silver over my channel career. Since 2015, I've been doing silver giveaways. Since my first 1,000 subscribers, now I'm at 49,000. I've seriously probably given away $20,000 at least. For my 40K giveaway, I gave away $1,000 to 5 different stackers itself. I used to give away 1/4 ounce gold coins. I give away 10-ounce bars. I'm giving away $100+ coins. I've definitely at least given away $20,000 worth of silver to you all, and that's because I love you all, and that's because I want to give back because you guys have offered this life to me, right? I'm a single father, but now I can take care of my daughter. I can provide. I can work from home. I can do what I love, which is making videos and sharing my passion for precious metals, and I can only do that because you are watching this video right now. If nobody was watching this video, if you weren't watching this video, I would have to go wash dishes somewhere. I mean, that's kind of, obviously I'd try to find a better job than that. But the point is I'd be working some job that I hate, not enjoying my life. And you guys are allowing me to do this. And I appreciate that so much. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Like the video. Make sure you subscribe. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.